Evan claims that as he started his first real forever world in Minecraft, he noticed a cave near his house with moss covering the entrance. He says he's almost sure it was not there before. While that all sounds pretty strange, it was the last line that took me off guard the most.
I'm not sure what to call what happened to me down there. I'm not sure it was what I thought it was in the first place either. I'd rather you just watch. Please try to understand why I did what I did. Evan.
I guess we'll never know what happened if we don't watch the video that Evan sent me. Let's figure out what happened to Fallen Vortex. The Google Drive video that Evan sent me opens with his character running around in a village looking for loot. I don't see a cave anywhere. In fact, the entire world looks like normal Minecraft generation. That is, until he looks to the right one more time. There is a cave, and it's worth mentioning that this cave was not there 12 seconds ago. The moss around the entrance is strange, for sure, but the actual cave itself, as Evan approaches it, doesn't appear to be anything out of the ordinary. Maybe it's a little cleaner and more straight than most natural caves, but nothing here seems to be like it's wrong. He runs through it, mines a few things, reaches the end, and finds absolutely nothing, so it's time to head back. But it's on his way back when he suddenly passes an oak door. This door was definitely not there when Evan first ran through the cave, but he decides to investigate it anyway. In this small, random room that does not normally generate in Minecraft, there are a multitude of utility blocks, but the most glaring thing is the item frame on the wall with a book inside it.
If you are reading this, welcome. You have become the next keeper. Do not leave. Your participation and your willingness to keep this locked away is crucial to our survival as holy humans. The rules are simple. Check the nail every spring. Keep this contained in any medium necessary. Do not believe it. Do not speak its name. Do not go deeper. The halls are for the prisoner, not for the guard. Ephesians 6:11. He is not allowed to exist if he is not under our watchful eyes. We do not care what he is capable of. We do not want to know. We do not trust horned beings. We do not trust demons. If you cannot find where to go, then you clearly are not intelligent enough for this task. Please leave and pass it on to another.
Evan has been formally assigned, and something has been formally accused. Regardless, Evan finally speaks and tells us what that Bible verse was in the book.
Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes.
Evan knows his Bible verses, and we learn why immediately after. Apparently, he's taking classes on Bible verses. But regardless, there is no devil. And Evan even checks. No following presence. The room does lead somewhere, but if you can't find where it leads, as the book says, apparently you're too stupid for this task. But Evan doesn't accept that. He scours the room, looking for anything that could take him wherever this book is talking about, checks every single utility and finds absolutely nothing. One stone brick block doesn't have moss on it. What Evan finds can only be described as unexplainable. A distant church sits in an underground forest. A forest that, notably, is extremely quiet with no presence.
If this is a demon or whatever, I'll find out. You're not gonna break me. I'll break you first. That's what the Lord said to do.
Evan is very clearly knowledgeable about religion, and whether that means he subscribes to it is not any of our business. We do know that he knew the Ephesians quote right off the top of his head, and he frequently mentions the Lord. All of this means that anything biblical will stand out to Evan immediately. He finally reaches the chapel at the end of the woods, and when he goes inside, there's nobody. It seems like it was vacated a millennia ago, but a book sits open like it was left behind in a hurry.
It is outside the chapel as I speak. It has devilish horns, antlers that stretch to the sky. It is watching me. Even the animals listen to it. That is undeniably unholy. It cannot be godly at all. People worship it, but they should not. It is not to be trusted. It has horns. It is an animal, and it knows the devil. Be aware that the forest moves with it. It is malevolent and after you. It is watching your every move. A goat creature, biding your time. Look outside the chapel. Understand what I mean. It is uncivilized and untamed. Nothing.
But Evan continues to keep searching the church, unsure of where to go next. The church, while beautiful, is seemingly a dead end. But that changes when he sees something peeking beneath the floorboards. A lectern with an open book is carefully hidden.
Everything they say is a falsehood. They fear what they do not understand. There is no malicious presence, only a caretaker, a god of the forest. They are planning to bury him soon, to make sure he is forgotten. Simply because of his antlers, he has been deemed a devil. I will not allow him to be erased. He is the harmony between predators and prey, the protector of all that roams free, the watcher of life that grows and fades in the natural world. He is not just nature. He is the deep rhythm between all things, all life. Throughout history, our conquerors bury the gods of the old world. It is sickening. I am doing this for the Lord. He would not agree with what has been done here. They are using his name and his words against this benevolent keeper. If you find this, the code is 2458. Starting left, ending right. Enter the hall, follow these exactly at every turn. Any other path will lead you astray.
The book then gives exact directions on what to do whenever Evan finds the hall, and apparently this will make him understand as they once did.
They are going to me for my betrayal. If you are caring, if you are true of heart, and if you love our earth and its beautiful history, find this. Save him.
The book is signed off by an individual named Elias. Evan has two sides of the same story. One side says there's a devil below the world and it must remain sealed. And the other says there is a God below the world that has been buried alive by cowards. And the actual environment around Evan is not helping the church's case. At the end of the day, however, all he has is the testimony of people who are no longer around to explain themselves. But only one side bothered to hide the truth. So Evan decides to keep going. He moves on to the code that was in the book. But before he can apply that code to anything, he has to acknowledge the fact that something could be going on here. After all, something did generate weird in Minecraft, but he believes that even sometimes the church can make mistakes. Evan is also quick to highlight that Elias was punished for whatever betrayal he was a part of. But one thing is for certain to Evan, he does not have enough information to conclude who was in the right here. So he looks to the levers, the potential solution for the code that's in the book. Left to right, 2458. He hits that exactly. Maybe it'll reveal how to go deeper, and how to find the truth. But when Evan enters the code, nothing happens. He feels like he must have done something wrong, so he goes back into the book to look for more answers. The forest is alive. All the leaves have been changed to azalea leaves, and there are animals scattered around. It's almost like the levers have triggered a rebirth of sorts. You may have also noticed the altars or shrines that are all around the forest with chests. Each one houses nothing but fruits and vegetables, no meats.
Where did any of this come from?
While the forest itself is a sight for sore eyes, there's not much else around. He's a little confused about what the instructions meant about a hall and following directions. There is no hall, only a forest. But then he spots a well, one that sits alone, the only one of its kind, and he decides to dive in, to see what's at the bottom. Maybe there are answers. Finally, Evan has found it. This must be the hall that the priest in the book was talking about. So he does what Elias said to do. He follows the instructions exactly. But Evan still gets the suspicion that something might be following him. So he checks. Still nothing. While all these corridors have looked identical, something up ahead of Evan looks like it does not belong. It's once again another lectern.
Turn back. You have come far enough. What lies ahead is not yours to know. Close the door when you leave. Do not return here. It is following you.
Whatever is following Evan, once again, is hiding itself well. But Evan, it seems like he's not detecting anything, so he decides to keep going, to keep following the instructions and see where this priest was leading him. But he checks one last time. The coast, at least it seems, is clear. But Evan still doesn't fully feel comfortable, so as a precaution, he covers up his entrance. But it seems like he found exactly wherever Elias was leading him.
Oh boy. Is this even worth it? Elias wrote this for a reason. He said the Lord would have done the same. As will I.
So Evan follows his values and walks, and walks, and walks, and walks. This tunnel goes on for so long. But like all things, there is an end. And there's even more. You may have noticed the names that are on the side of this pillar. There are a ton of ancient mythology names, and one of the most notable ones, which Evan even points out, is Zeus. This is some sort of memorial for the gods of the old world. But there is one name. It looks completely scratched out. It's almost like it's been forgotten by history itself. And below the name is a cross, meaning the church has been here too. One of the signs says, "He is behind you, he is a follower." And Evan checks once more. There is no follower. Nothing. Once again, just like the last 3 times. But again, Evan is at a dead end. There is nowhere to go. Once more. So he checks every single button along the edge of the pillar. There is a room inside the pillar. It's almost obvious. Evan points out the counterintuitiveness of that quote-unquote puzzle. Whoever hid this thing beneath the earth, their level of effort is definitely going down. But even Evan is still suspicious here, so he decides to cover his track one more time. While the room does seem like a dead end, once again there's another lectern.
You came here alone. You built a home in this world before you came looking. You are not frightened. You are faithful, but you do not use faith as a wall. You ask questions of things most would simply accept. You held the rules in your hand, and instead of obeying them, you wondered who wrote them and why. You have been exactly who I needed. You have been this way your entire life. Thank you, kind soul, for trusting me, for believing in him, for believing that this creature is trapped here unfairly.
There is a name and there is a puzzle here, and both are completely blank.
Typing his name releases the spell. Goodbye for good, and God bless you. Elias.
It's Elias, but it seems like it's his final message before he left this world.
Are you serious, man? Great.
Evan, as am I, is very frustrated that the name and puzzle are completely gone.
I blew off plans with Connor and Adonis for this. But I trust you, Elias. I believe it'll be worth it. It's what the Lord would have done. Trusted a stranger in need.
Evan shoves his friends aside to solve this mystery, to solve whatever these people were hiding under this world. But time and time again, Evan is at a dead end with nowhere to go. The only place that has any sort of allure is the fountain in the center. So he checks it. The top leads nowhere, but the bottom, something is there. Another path. Maybe the final one. But Evan notices there's a torch at the very end of the hallway, meaning people have been here before. This was all very deliberately hidden, far away and deep beneath the earth so no one would ever find it.
That looks painful.
The statue doesn't look like a demon, not even in the slightest, and Evan calls that out.
Wait, those aren't demon horns. Those are stag antlers? My pastor told me demons have pointing small goat horns. There has been a mistake, I fear. This is not a demon. But someone built all of this, kept you down here for a reason. Why did they fear you so much?
Evan is totally right. The first book says horns, but these are not horns. They are antlers. The Hidden Priest book describes a nature deity tied to balance, life, animals in the forest, and the lever puzzle causes literal rebirth. And most importantly, the thing in front of Evan has had every possible opportunity to act maliciously and never once has. And even if Evan wanted to free him, he doesn't even know this creature's name. It's been scratched off everywhere. So that makes him question the decision one more time.
You brought the life back to the forest up there, but you also have been following me, apparently, which I don't like. But just because you're strange doesn't mean you deserve this. I agree with Elias, I think.
So Evan sets out to find his name. It's not gonna be an easy task, but thankfully the environment has some clues. For one, it cannot have any letters in it that are beyond V, as the puzzle doesn't have any letters beyond V, so that thins it down slightly. Evan discovers how the mechanism works. You have to flip the lever to whatever letter you want and then press the button to confirm. So now that he knows how to operate the puzzle itself, he just has to find the name. But arguably, that is going to be even harder. So Evan pulls up footage of the pillar and tries to deduce what letters were scratched out on the scratched out name. He comes up with ERNNNO. Some of those may be incorrect, but at least he has somewhere to go now. He then looks through all the words that the books use and sees if they can help him pinpoint what exact god he's looking for. He also uses the statue itself, saying it has stag antlers and not horns, meaning it's a pre-Christian deity. That really thins things down. He then tells us to give him some time as he looks through what he can find. When Evan returns, he takes a shot at multiple gods, but none of the gods fit the name or the description very well.
What position is he in? Crisscross. Celtic god? Celtic god of the forest.
It seems like Evan has found his match. Cernunnos. Cernunnos, the Celtic god of nature. Evan has undoubtedly found it. But the question is this really Cernunnos, or is this just something pretending to be him? Why else would these people lock him away? Evan believes, still, this is the right thing to do, and he'll try to delete the world as fast as possible if something goes wrong. So Evan types his name. Exactly. Cernunnos. Cernunnos. Something is wrong. For whatever reason, church bells are ringing out, almost like an alarm. So Evan runs, but something follows him. But Evan is just too spooked. He hides in the walls, just allowing whatever's following to pass. It seems like it may have passed, so he goes out to check. Something came through here, for sure, but its intentions don't look malevolent. It just left behind a trail of wildlife and grass. And oddly enough, this trail leads Evan right back to where he came from. The door is gone. Whatever Evan freed has ran off into the distance, leaving behind a trail of life once more.
You're free. I hope that was not the wrong choice. Goodbye, Cernunnos.
What did Evan free from that prison? I was so curious if it was actually Cernunnos, so I reached out to Evan and didn't get a response for almost 3 days. I sent him another message out of worry because he wasn't responding. But then suddenly he responded, and he said this.
Sorry for the delay. I'm fine. Nothing's happened. The cave's gone, and my world reverted to normal, strangely enough. Maybe I made the right decision, but I got something in the mail yesterday that makes me think differently. I'll send a picture.
And then Evan sent me the picture.